Hello, assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Aisha Khalid and welcome to my channel Math Madness by Aisha Khalid. So today we are going to discuss integers. So integers are whole numbers. Now whole numbers can basically numbers can be positive or negative. So similarly integers can also be positive or negative. So let me give you examples of positive numbers. A positive number will include all types of number: fractional, decimal, or whole numbers, all types of whole numbers. For example, 3 whole 1 upon 2, 2.67, and even if it's a recurring, doesn't matter. For recurring, I would suggest that you watch my decimals video, the first part of it. So 3, 2002, 4 whole 2 upon 7, these are all positive numbers. Negative numbers are, for example, -1, -2 whole 1 upon 2, -3.47, -190.96. As long as they have a negative sign attached to it, they are negative numbers. But if you talk about positive integers, they are only whole numbers. Negative integers, they're only negative whole numbers. So let's highlight the positive integers. This is a positive integer, negative integer, negative integer. The rest of them are negative numbers but not negative integers. So let's do a question. For example, if you have a list of numbers, and now I have to write positive numbers. I have to sort out negative numbers. Next in line is positive integers. Next in line are negative integers. So from the list above, sort out positive numbers. So positive numbers are 2012, 3.6, 7, 65, a 15 and a half. Negative numbers are the rest of them, that is -1 whole 1 upon 2, -3, -4 whole 1 upon 2, -14.8. Now what are positive integers? From the positive numbers, let's pick out for positive integers which are only whole numbers: 2012, 7 and 65. Negative integers are going to be -3, that's it, because the rest of them are all fractional and decimal numbers. All right. Okay. Now, how do we compare? Let's understand comparing integers. So for that, we need to understand a number line concept. 0 is always in the middle. All positive integers are to the right hand side and all negative integers are to the left hand side. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And towards the negative side, you start from a -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, and so on. The more you go to the left hand side, the smaller your number will get. Meaning, minus 7 will be smaller than a minus 2, because minus 7 is towards the left hand side and minus 2 is comparatively to the right hand side from minus 7. However, minus 16 will be smaller than minus 7, because minus 16 will be further away on the left hand side. So you have to look at the comparative direction, right? So in other words, in short, what we can say is, the bigger the number, if it has a negative sign, it is, the smaller it is. Meaning, if you have a couple of integers, and you have to arrange them in ascending order. Ascending means smallest to biggest. How will you rearrange? The biggest number is 100 but with a negative sign. It means it's the smallest number. Next is going to be a minus 90. Next is a minus 78. Minus 16. Minus 12. Minus 1. So this is that you're going from smallest to the biggest number. Now, let's understand how to. So we have understood how the how do we compare the integers? Which one is a bigger? Which one is a smaller? Now comparing integers, fill in the blank with this or this sign. So we first need to understand what is meant by these signs. This side is the greater side. This side is the smaller side. Smaller side and the greater side. So let's say my question says, these are my 4 questions. Now, this is smaller and this is bigger. Because the bigger the number, if it is a negative sign, it is a smaller number. So smaller number means the smaller the closed mouth will come towards minus 90. Minus 5 is smaller. 0 is relatively bigger. Because you see 0 comes here and minus 5 comes here. So it's towards the left hand side. So it means it's smaller. So this closed mouth will come towards the minus 5 hand side. Same number. This one is positive. When there is no number, it means it's a plus sign. This is bigger. This is smaller. This is bigger. This is smaller because this is a higher value. With a negative sign, it becomes a smaller number. I hope the concept is clear. Okay. Represent the following numbers. Representing numbers on a number line. .48 minus 3. Now, you know that there is a 0 in the middle. Representing numbers on a number line with such a huge variation means that you have to do relative plotting. Relative plotting means that you don't need to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can just do an approximate plotting in order to understand where each number will lie. So minus 3 is likely to lie before minus 4 whole 1 upon 2. Minus 4 whole 1 upon 2 will lie after. This is going to be somewhere here. -1, -2, -3. Okay, so I think -4, -5. So this is going to be a -4 whole 1 upon 2. This is a -3 that we want. Now 0.48. 0.48 will be somewhere here. And a 30 will be to the extreme right hand side, 30. Now this is approximate plotting. I'm not even doing it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 like this, because the number 30 is too huge. I'll have to go too much on the right hand side. Okay. Now, so we've done this before, but I'll just quickly go over this concept. Alright, so very good question is, if 0 is a positive integer or negative integer. 0 is neither a positive or negative integer. Learn this. This is important. Okay. Now, for the first question, the first part says you have to list down the positive integers. That means whole numbers which are positive. So these are just two. This one and this one. That's it. Second part. Negative integers. So it's a -5 and a -17. Nothing else. Positive numbers. 20, 20, 1.666, a 3 upon 4, and that's it. Negative numbers, -5, -1 upon 2, -3.8, -17, -5 upon 3. So all fractional, decimal, whole, everything comes in this category. Question 2. So question 2 says the coldest temperature ever recorded in Korea was 43.6 below 0. Represent this number using a negative number. So negative 43.6 degrees centigrade. Question part B. The lowest point on earth is the Challenger Deep in the Mariana Trench in the Western Pacific Ocean. It is 10,994 below sea level. So basically the thing is that we say that the sea level is 0. Anything above sea level will be positive. Anything below sea level will be negative. So positive and negative is also used to indicate directions. For example, right hand side is plus, left hand side is a minus. Okay? When you deposit cash, it's a plus, but when you withdraw cash, it's a minus. So sometimes you define what is meant by positive, what is meant by negative. So 10,994 below sea level means it's a negative 10,994. Loss. A loss means that it's a negative 10,000. If 45 degrees represents a clockwise rotation, represent an anti-clockwise rotation of 81. So a negative 81 will represent anti-clockwise rotation. Okay, let's start with the exercise. So we're using the new edition, 8th edition as a reference point. Think Maths 8th edition, and I'm covering the chapters in order. So we are on currently exercise 4A. So I'm not doing this question because I've already done this, an example of it. I've also done this as an example. We've also done this. I think you can do it yourself. So these serve as a practice question for you. Use a number line to illustrate each of the following. We can do the number lines again because we just did a single number line. A 0 comes in between. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, -1, -2, -3, -4. So a -2.8 will be somewhere here. 6 is somewhere here. -4 is here. 0 is here. And a 2 whole 2 upon 5 is a positive number. So 2 whole 2 upon 5 will be after 2 but before 3. Integers between -4 to +4. -4, -3, -2, -1, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Positive integers less than 10. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They said less than 10, so you don't need a 0 here because 0 is not a positive integer. And less than 10 means you just need till 9. Now, using a number line, arrange each of the following in ascending order. So we don't really need to use a number line, but if we are asked to draw a number line for this one, we need to draw it relatively, because this has huge numbers and very small numbers. Okay, so 0 somewhere here. 230 will be extreme to the right hand side. Minus 13 will be somewhere here. 23 will be closer to 0. Minus 3 will also be closer to 0, but to the left hand side. 30 will be after 23 and to the right hand side because it is positive. So it has also been rearranged in ascending order. If you see, minus 3, 0, 23, 30, and then 230. Let's look at the next one. Alright, a proper fraction means that it is between 0 and 1. Okay? Or 0 or minus 1 and 0. Minus 0.5. 150 to the extreme right hand side. 15 closer to 0 but on the right hand side. Minus 10 will be somewhere on the left hand side. Minus 3 upon 20, we have to check whether it is more than 1 times is a 20. 0.05 times is a 100. So it's a minus 0.15. Minus 0.15 will be somewhere here. So if you rearrange in ascending order, it's going to be minus 10, minus 0.5, then a minus 3 upon 20. Always write the original value when you're writing the answers. 15 and then a 150. This is question 5, part B. This is question 5, part A. Now, let's look at question 6. Question 6 is also very interesting. If 6 meter represents 6 meters above sea level, minus 10 represents 10 meters below sea level, because it's a negative number and it means it's in the opposite direction. Plus 40 represents depositing 40. Minus 25 represents withdrawing $25 from the bank account. Minus 60 represents clockwise rotation of 60 degrees. Plus 30 represents 30 degree anti-clockwise rotation of 60 degrees. Plus 2 represents an increment of 2. So minus 4 represents decrease of 4 marks in the test. Fair enough, right? Now, to compare fractions, we need to make the numerator same. So this has a greater numerator, means greater. Greater and a smaller number. Even if it's 0.5 more, but it's negative, so it becomes smaller and greater. So it's a minus 2 upon 6, a minus 5 upon 6. This is a bigger number, so this fraction is also overall bigger. Alright. Common positive factors of 12 and 16. So 12 and 16, let's take the HCF. 2 times 6, 2 times 8. 3 times, no, we can't divide by 3. 2 times 3 and 2 times 4. So you can say 2 is a factor, 1 is a factor, 4 is a factor. And these are the only common. Common means which divides both the numbers. So we have a 0 here, 1 and a 4. I'm doing relative plotting. Prime numbers more than or equal to 2 but less than 10. 2, 3, 5, 7. That's it. So you just need to label on the number line. Positive odd integers less than 20. Very simple. You just need to plot them on the number line. I think I've done these kind of question, but I can do it once again. Zero in the middle. This is a minus 0.33, minus 0.2, minus 1 upon 3. Then we have a 0.11. Cancel out the ones that we've already labeled. Then we have a 1. This is going to be something bigger than 1 whole 3 upon 8. And a 2.5. That's about it. See you guys in the next video with more questions of integers and more concepts, more practice questions. So we will learn how to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division of integers. Stay tuned to my channel. Allah Hafiz.